Hello, my name is Marcia Hale, and this is my interpersonal communication project from Human Services Counseling 508, Liberty University. The resources we utilized in this class were Bridges, Not Walls, a book about interpersonal communication by John Stewart, Listening, the Forgotten Skill, a teaching guide by Madeline Berkeley Allen, Why Don't We Listen Better? Communicating and Connecting in Relationships by Peterson, How to Solve the People Puzzle, Understanding Personality Patterns by Miles Carbonell, and then also the movie Fireproof. My overarching goals for my life is to be a level 1 listener, to learn how to strengthen my communication and listening skills through methods I've acquired in this class, such as fierce conversations, learning to complexify my self-image, and to control my flat brain syndrome. I desire to communicate and listen more effectively with confidence, empathy, and patience, mindfulness, and compassion. Apply these skills in every area of my life while praying and seeking God's strength to be able to stay focused and not to forget what I've learned in this class as time goes on. Enlarging my conversation. Enlarging the conversation is going beyond just talking. It's dialogue with meaning while building healthy relationships. Listening with understanding and mindfulness without judging, stereotyping. Quick to respond. Getting a clear understanding of what's being said and repeating it if need to. Understanding body language and facial features and how it adds and takes away from the conversation. My background. I identify with being an African American female. I'm one of 4 children from a 2-parent household. My upbringing, lifestyles, experiences, spirituality, and culture has contributed to my conversation both negatively and positively. According to Berkeley Allen in 1995, our attitudes toward listening begins in the crib. As we get older, parents and other significant people communicate additional messages about listening. How my background affect my conversation. Positives and negatives. My positives are being assertive, ask questions, look at a person when speaking to them, empathy, patience, and compassion. My negatives are too assertive at times. I ask too many questions. Can sometimes be judgmental and listen without hearing and quick to want to fix things. My behavior blend assessment. My graph top disc was SD. My bottom graph disc is SD. So according to Carbonell in 2008, when both graphs 1 and 2 are generally the same, this means you tend to be consistent in both public and private. Taking the uniquely you personality profile afforded me the opportunity to step back and take a look at my personality from my own perspective and from how I perceive others to see me. My behavior blend uniquely you profile says that I tend to be demanding, assertive, firm, strong, loyal, considerate, thoughtful, and ambitious. I do agree with these results. But it says I tend not to be proper, formal, calculating, perfectionist, entertaining, clowning, submissive, and articulate. I fairly agree with this as well. However, I do tend to clown around. I can be submissive, but I do need work on articulation. Barriers in interpersonal context. The barriers I experience are fierce conversations, which is strong and passionate conversations, to complexify, moving away from false thinking, hearing what I want to hear, and not hearing what is actually being said. Emotional listener at times, which is experiencing high emotions, either positive or negative. We saw these barriers in the movie Fireproof, where there was no communication. They heard what they wanted to hear and were very emotional listeners. Provisions for change. I will begin to self-disclose more. This will allow for fierce conversations, accepting what's real and true about me and who God say I am when reading of His Word. When listening to someone, I will make sure my head is clear of noise pollution. I will be calm enough to hear and work on controlling my emotion when communicating. Noise pollutions and solutions. Internal noise pollutions are positive or negative distracting thoughts in your head. The external noise pollutions could be outside transportations, music, alarms, loud laughing, talking, fax machines, or people. Solutions are to get in a quiet place while communicating. Turn off cell phones and radios or anything that may be preventing you from listening clearer. My action plan. Listen with empathy and put myself in their shoes. Be aware of my part in what I bring to the conversation, including attitudes, body language, and demeanors. Plan to be focused and alert, to be attentive and respectful when communicating. Put Peterson Talker Listener Card into action and use it often to become familiar and allow for better communication relationships. Action plan. Writing the Peterson book review was enlightening to say the least. I plan to use Peterson's Why Don't We Listen Better? Communicating and Connecting Relationships as a resource tool. This book provided tools to equip me in all areas of my life, gave pointers on how to implement and strategize, allowed me to recognize and get control of my flat brain syndrome and how to recognize it in others, caused me to reflect on how to listen and communicate with others, opened the doors for wounds in my life and allowed for some healing, and it also caused me to laugh. Listening is active. In a short article written by Libby V. Morris, she makes the statement, will any slow down long enough to understand and practice the skill of listening? When we listen, we are participating. Listening is a potent force in reducing stress and tension. Listening sets in motion a mutually process that encourages honesty, understanding, and a feeling of security. Hack Vic, 199, page 1. Methods to improve my listening skills by Burley Allen. Take the initiative, work at listening, focus my attention and on ideas, making meaningful notes, resist external distractions, hold my rebuttals, keep an open mind and ask questions for understanding, capitalize on the thought speed and summarize, practice this regularly, analyze what is being said non-verbally. This is my bibliography, and I thank you so much for letting me present my interpersonal communications project.